Atkinson was born in Consett, County Durham, England, on January 6, 1955. The youngest of four boys, his parents were Eric Atkinson, a farmer and company director, and Ella May, née Bainbridge, who married on June 29, 1945. His three older brothers are Paul, who died as an infant, Rodney, a Eurosceptic economist who narrowly lost the UK Independence Party leadership election in 2000, and Rupert. Atkinson was brought up Anglican. He was educated at the Durham Chorister School, a preparatory school, and then at St. Bees School. Rodney, Rowan, and their older brother Rupert were brought up in Consett and went to school with the future Prime Minister, Tony Blair, at Durham Choristers. After receiving top grades in science A-levels, he secured a place at Newcastle University, where he received a BSc degree in electrical and electronic engineering in 1975. He subsequently obtained an MSc degree in electrical engineering at the Queen's College, Oxford in 1975, the same college where his father matriculated in 1935 and which made Atkinson an honorary fellow in 2006. His master's thesis, published in 1978, considered the application of self-tuning control. Atkinson briefly embarked on a PhD study before devoting his full attention to acting. First winning national attention in the Oxford Review at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe in August 1976, he had already written and performed sketches for shows in Oxford by the Etcetras, the review group of the Experimental Theatre Club, etc., and for the Oxford University Dramatic Society, OUDS, meeting writer Richard Curtis and composer Howard Goodall, with whom he would continue to collaborate during his career. Atkinson starred in a series of comedy shows for BBC Radio 3 in 1979 called The Atkinson People. It consisted of a series of satirical interviews with fictional great men who were played by Atkinson himself. The series was written by Atkinson and Richard Curtis and produced by Griff Rhys-Jones. In January 2014, ITV announced a new animated series featuring Mr. Bean with Rowan Atkinson returning to the role. It was expected to be released online as a web series later in 2014, as a television broadcast followed shortly after. On February 6, 2018, Regular Capital announced that there would be a fifth series of Mr. Bean, the animated series in 2019, voiced by Atkinson. Consisting of 26 episodes, the first two segments, Game Over and Special Delivery, aired on April 29, 2019 on CITV in the UK, as well as on Turner channels worldwide. All 5 series, 104 episodes, were also sold to Chinese children's channel CCTV 14 in February 2019. Atkinson met makeup artist Sunetra Sastry in the late 1980s when she was working for the BBC, and they married in February 1990. They had 2 children together and lived in Apethorpe. In 2013, at the age of 58, Atkinson began a relationship with 32-year-old comedian Louise Ford after they met while performing in a play together. Ford ended her relationship with comedian James Acaster in order to be with Atkinson, who in turn separated from his wife in 2014 and divorced her in 2015. He has 1 child with Ford. Atkinson holds a Category C+E, formerly Class 1, lorry driving license, gained in 1981, because lorries held a fascination for him and to ensure employment as a young actor. He has also used this skill when filming comedy material. In 1991, he starred in the Self-Pen The Driven Man, a series of sketches featuring Atkinson driving around London trying to solve his obsession with cars and discussing it with taxi drivers, policemen, used car salesmen, and psychotherapists. A lover of and participant in car racing, he appeared as racing driver Henry Birkin in the television play Full Throttle in 1995. Atkinson has raced in other cars, including a Renault 5 GT Turbo for 2 seasons for its One Make series. From 1997 to 2015, he owned a rare McLaren F1, which was involved in an accident in Cabus, near Garstang, Lancashire, within Austin Metro in October 1999. It was damaged again in a serious crash in August 2011 when it caught fire after Atkinson reportedly lost control and hit a tree. That accident caused significant damage to the vehicle, taking over a year to be repaired and leading to the largest insurance payout in Britain at £910,000. He has previously owned a Honda NSX, an Audi A8, a Skoda Superb, and a Honda Civic Hybrid. The Conservative Party politician Alan Clark, a devotee of classic motor cars, recorded in his published diaries a chance meeting with a man he later realized was Atkinson while driving through Oxfordshire in May 1984. Just after leaving the motorway at Thame, I noticed a dark red DBS V8 Aston Martin on the slip road with the bonnet up, a man unhappily bending over it. I told Jane to pull in and walked back. A DV8 in trouble is always good for a gloat. Clark writes that he gave Atkinson a lift in his Rolls-Royce to the nearest telephone box, but was disappointed in his bland reaction to being recognized, noting that he didn't sparkle, was rather disappointing and chétif. In July 2001, Atkinson crashed an Aston Martin V8 Zagato at an enthusiasts meeting, but walked away unhurt. This was while he was competing in the Aston Martin Owners Club event at the Croft Racing Circuit, Darlington. One car Atkinson has said he will not own is a Porsche. I have a problem with Porsches. They're wonderful cars, but I know I could never live with one. Somehow, the typical Porsche people, and I wish them no ill, are not, I feel, my kind of people. In July 2011, Atkinson appeared as the star in a reasonably priced car on Top Gear, driving the Kia Ceed around the track in 1 minute and 42.2 seconds, which at the time granted him first place on the leaderboard. Subsequently, only Matt LeBlanc set a faster time. A February 2024 report by the House of Lords partly blamed Atkinson for poor sales of electric cars in the UK by damaging the public's perception of the vehicles. The report criticized a June 2023 comment piece by Atkinson in The Guardian, who, as an early adopter of electric vehicles, described EVs as fast, quiet, and, until recently, very cheap to run, but burdened by battery issues and misleading beliefs on their impact on the environment. In March 2001, while Atkinson was on holiday in Kenya, the pilot of his private plane fainted. Atkinson managed to maintain the plane in the air until the pilot recovered and was able to land the plane at Wilson Airport in Nairobi.